So I want to show you how to look at your data from your student survey. We're going to go over this in our content meetings after testing, but just so that you have some things to think about prior to that and before you do your teacher reflection. So when you open up the survey in your Google Drive, you'll have these two options, questions and responses. Click on responses. This number tells you how many students have done your survey. You want to get as many as possible. You want a good sample. All of your classes would be ideal, but I realize there are different circumstances where that might not have happened. But try to do as many, have as many students take it as possible. So I'm going to show you, this is an instructional round form, but it's the same basic principle of looking at the data for your surveys. So there's a couple of things I want to show you. First of all, if you go down to one of your pie graphs, each of those multiple choice questions has a pie graph. And if you hover over the pie graph, you'll see some information. You'll see the numbers. So you'll have always, sometimes, all that good stuff in yours and over here in this. If you hover, you see a number in front of the percentage. That's how many students said that. And then, of course, the percentage that said that is already there. So that's good information. I would focus on each of those and think, and look at the question and think, what's the perception of students? And then also be honest enough that you're looking and you're saying, what are the circumstances that that is the situation? Because not all the ones that say never are necessarily negative, and not all the ones that say always are necessarily positive. So look at those closely and get a good grasp of what your students as a whole think when you're looking for areas for growth. Then the other bit of information, if you go back up to the top of the responses, there's a little box here that's green with white kind of a cross. That's going to create a spreadsheet for you, and that's the best way to look at students' written responses. So there are, 6 or 7 sections of the survey, and at the end of each section of questions, there's an opportunity for them to write their own thoughts and ideas and give you specific feedback. So if you open that, you click that, it'll give you a spreadsheet. If you'll scroll to the right, you'll see after the 10 or 11 questions where you'll have the feedback for those here, you'll see a column that has all that information. And you can click on that and the information will show up here, or you can adjust and maybe take out these and just leave the responses. So just play around with that. It's just a basic spreadsheet. So those are the two things I wanted you to kind of be aware of when you're looking at your data. We'll look at this again in content meetings. If you want me to get with you, I certainly will. Just let me know. Email me and we'll set up a time to get together and talk about what you've got as far as data, or if you have further questions about how to best read and interpret that data. Okay, I hope this helps.